baby. Hi. Say hi. Hey guys, so today we're talking about postpartum. And I'm just pretending that you're in my house, we're drinking coffee, and we're chatting. This video might be a little bit long and rambly, but I'm gonna try to just keep it like helpful and keep in mind that this is my personal experience, my recommendations. I do not think that I know it all or anything. I only have one baby. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Raquel Witmer, and I'm a first-time mom. I'm a Mennonite YouTuber, and I live in Pennsylvania. Okay, so much for that little short intro. And I just want to like share resources that were super helpful for me. And I do know that like depends on your labor, like if it was a really long labor or short, first baby, whatever. So much of this stuff can vary. So this is my personal things that helped me. Okay, in particular I want to talk about breastfeeding, postpartum anxiety, and milk supply and baby sleep. Those are the topics that I want to cover today. And I might do a part 2 of this video, depends. Okay, so let's start with nursing. Here's what you need to know. Nursing should not be excruciating. Uncomfortable? Yes, at first. It's kind of uncomfortable, but then it should like, the pain should like get better like after, if you have a good latch, the baby should, about 30 seconds to a minute, the pain, if you hear little baby noises, she's like laying here on the bed with me. Okay. So it should not be excruciating. It's very, as a first time mom especially, it's going to be very uncomfortable for a little while, but it's not like toe curling, agonizing, tears in your eyes pain for the whole time that you're nursing. That is not normal. And for me, I asked nurses, I asked midwives, I asked the pediatrician, does she have a lip tie or a tongue tie or a cheek tie? Thankfully, I knew that that was not normal. It hurt so bad. I remember just sobbing before I had to nurse or while I was nursing, and Troy would try to distract me. He would like rub my neck and rub my feet. I'd play music. I would try to stay relaxed, you know, and it still hurt so bad. Okay, like I almost could cry thinking about it. It hurt so bad, and the pain would not go away. In the beginning, you nurse for like 45 minutes, you're learning and all this kind of stuff, so it takes so long, and it hurt the whole time. It did not get better, it hurt. And so I would ask I think I even asked a lactation consultant, which by the way, highly recommend finding a good lactation consultant. But she even missed my tongue tie, the tongue tie and the lip tie. And thankfully I knew, like I said, that that's not normal to hurt that much. They're missing it somewhere. So if you have that problem with your nursing and you think she has a good latch, or you don't know how to have a good latch, you can look at YouTube videos and stuff for that. I'm not going to be talking about how to have your baby get a good latch. But if it's painful, like, ooh, so painful, and it just doesn't get better and you get blisters and all this kind of stuff, I cannot recommend going to an oral, I think they call it an oral plastic surgeon, or it's like a dentist, sort of. I will link the 2 down below that are local to this area. Like if you're from central Pennsylvania, it's worth going to. I'll link the one that we went to for sure. Immediate difference. So I went and took the baby, and yes, she had a really bad tie. This is after like 5 people told me, no, you're just the first time mom. It'll get better. It'll get better. And I'm thinking, yo, I can't do this for very long. This is painful. Get second opinions, get third opinions, whatever you gotta do. And like, yeah, if you're sure that this baby, like you're doing, like you know how to nurse, like you've learned how to have the baby latch on, all that kind of stuff, and it is still painful, like I said, could not say more to go get her tongue ties fixed, or cheek. Sometimes they have them in the cheek, sometimes they have them in the lip. So your pediatrician or whatever might miss it. They don't know what to look for all the time. It can be very easy to miss. And so please go get her checked. And it was still, my breastfeeding experience, it was still painful afterwards for a couple weeks, but it kept getting better. Like it was just better. Another thing that helps with a good latch is to take your baby to a chiropractor, which actually after they're born, just being born is pretty traumatic for little kids. And so I would recommend going to a chiropractor regardless if your baby feels fine or not, because I did take her neck and her shoulder and her back were really, really out. And so I went and got an adjustment. I told them to be super careful for me because I mean, you're still healing and stuff. But I also did it for her. And, oh, you bitten? And I'm so glad I did because yeah, her neck, and even to this day, like when she's nursing fine and then all of a sudden she stops nursing and she like, it cries a lot whenever I want to nurse her. I'm like, okay, I'm taking you to chiropractor, and it helps every time. Her neck will be out or something. It's super odd, but could not recommend going to a chiropractor. I used to be one of those people that would never go to a chiropractor. I was like, no way, they just make you want to come back and all this kind of stuff. But if you have and some of them are kind of probably kind of weird, but if you have a good chiropractor, it's worth it in my mind to have your baby feeling better. And you know how it is when you have a kinked neck, you can't like move and stuff. That's how she would get. And poor thing, of course it hurt, and of course it hurt to turn her head to nurse and stuff like that. So yeah, nursing can be really, really painful. It's so much to learn. Like, who knew? There were so many things. Like it can be kind of difficult to learn. Some people can just have a baby and they nurse right away and it's just flawless. And I cannot imagine that life. Oh, I hope I get to experience that someday. But oh, I can't imagine, because I feel like we did everything that there was to do to make this baby latch well, tongue tie stuff related. And I'm serious, I would look at the most boring YouTube videos trying to get her to latch right and just learn. It's a big learning curve. And yeah, like I said, I am super jealous of people that have no problems nursing. You have it really good. Be thankful if that's you. Also, something else I recommend is it's the Breast Friend pillow. Oh, I don't have it in here right now, but I'll link it down below. My mother-in-law got it for me right before she was born, and of course I was like, well, I have a boppy pillow. What's the difference? Like, why does it matter to have this other? I don't like just tons of stuff. Wow, you guys, that Breast Friend pillow. I think I'm gonna start giving it to all my new mama friends. It saves my back, especially like if you're taller. It saved my back. Loved it. I loved it. You can like, yeah, it's like supportive, and you lay the baby down on it, and it is, especially if you're a new mom and you're learning how to nurse and you don't know what you're doing, it was so much more comfortable than just trying like to nurse. Also, like a heated neck wrap. I use mine. I'll link one down below from a friend that makes them. I use mine, especially when the nursing was so painful, but in your shoulders, you're not supposed to like stoop and stuff, but it still gets into your shoulders and your back. And I would just heat that neck wrap in the microwave right before I nursed, and it did help me just relax through the pain. And even I would put it down over my one boob, and it like to prevent mastitis and stuff. And also another thing with mastitis is I never had a breast infection, thank you Jesus, and I was so nervous I was gonna get one. So whenever I would shower, I would like try to get all the milk ducts, like I would massage all the milk ducts, and I would also, and I still to this day take sunflower lecithin, and sunflower lecithin, I'll link it down below. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, but it's like it makes your milk more fatty too, in my experience, and it prevents you from getting like a breast infection. And I mean, she's 4 months old and I've never had one, and I took it faithfully from day one, so I really do think it helps. Some more lactate, like if you're struggling with your milk supply, drink water. Get yourself a really nice water bottle. I love this one. It's a Stanley, it's just a huge one, so you don't have to fill it up every 2 seconds, which is what I like. And it has a straw. I just love it. I took this thing around with me everywhere, and every time I sit down and nurse, I drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. And I feel like that really does help. Really, really does help, because on the days where maybe like a Sunday I don't drink as much water, and I notice a huge drop in my milk supply. Okay, we're back. New outfit and everything, and I can't forget where I was. But, oh, I think I was gonna talk about milk supplements, or I think I was talking about ways to boost your milk supply. So I'm gonna link the supplements that helped me. I'm very faithful with taking supplements for milk supply, especially like moringa. I feel like that one is super helpful for me, and even for like having energy and stuff like that. And some of these things help balance your mood as well, and so it's kind of a 3-in-1. But yeah, I highly recommend them. I can tell, like, on weekends I often forget to take my vitamins and my supplements, and I can tell a huge difference because then the next day, like, I'm really struggling and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just been so nice to be able to feed her a bottle as well. And I understand that not everybody can breastfeed, and like, I'm so sorry. And that's just, you know what, your baby is still very loved and taken care of, I'm sure. And so don't be hard on yourself or anything like that, because it's hard. It's terribly hard. And I don't even know, I can't even believe that I made it this far, because it was not easy at all. And some people really struggle with their milk supply and stuff. And so I really hope that these supplements that I link down below will be helpful for you. And just let me know if this video is helpful, because, or any part of this video is helpful, because it really, or if you have something else to add that I missed, please please comment and tell me down below. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I wanted to share my nursing bra, my favorite nursing bra. I get that question a lot on Instagram, like, what's your favorite nursing bra? And I'll link it down below. It's really, really comfy. It's from Target, so it's very basic. It's not very cute, I'll be real, but you only need like a couple of them, and I tried several, and that's the one I like the most. Another tip I have is to put a hairband on your wrist on the side that you nursed on last, and so you can remember easier that way. So you prevent some of the lopsidedness, if you get what I'm saying. And another thing I do is I put a timer on my phone to remind me to feed the baby every 2 hours. It just sounds so dumb, like remind you to feed the baby. But seriously, sometimes I can be like, what time did I feed her last? And it just helps eliminate the, is she hungry? Is she tired? Is she all that? Like, because I'm like, well, if it's around 2 hours, she's going to be hungry. And so the timer just keeps me in check. And I know that's like not for everybody, but it really is helpful for me. Okay, so let's talk about anxiety. If you have a lot of anxiety, or you are very depressed after you have a baby, please get help. Like, don't do it all on your own. And so sometimes people are severely depressed, and whatever I have to say is not going to help them at all. So please get help. There's no shame in it. And yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there really quick. I did not get a lot of postpartum depression. I was bracing myself. I thought I would. I just thought I would. But I got a lot more anxiety. Every night before I put her to bed, I didn't even want to put her down, because I was like, what if she doesn't, like, what if she stops breathing? What if something happens, like she dies, and this is the last time I get to hold my baby while she's alive. And so like every single night I would fight through that, and I would like cry, because I was like, oh my word, like she's probably gonna die, and it's gonna be my fault. And like every night, like during the day I'm fine, but at night it was just like this, like it just was this horrible feeling that this might be the last time that I lay my baby down. And God forbid, it might happen sometime, but there's nothing that I can do about that. And so just learning to trust in God, and that's so easy to say, but also some supplements that help for that. I know, you know, you're supposed to trust in God and all this kind of stuff, but it is normal after you have a baby to deal with anxiety and depression and stuff. And so things that helped me was like the Wish Garden Baby Blues. I'll link it down below. And ashwagandha, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, and hops, especially ashwagandha. It's safe for breastfeeding moms, and it just help me deal with like the anxiety. Like also, like she'd be sleeping during the night, and I think this is normal, but still it's not fun to wake up in sheer panic like 30 times a night, and she's there sleeping there, and I'm like, is she fine? Like just this, there was just like this heavy, I was so nervous that if I looked over she would just be not breathing. And like I said, that's pretty normal, but it's not fun. And some of these supplements just help me stay a lot more just like chill and realistic, I guess, and just helped with the anxiety with some of that stuff. And so I couldn't recommend, I just think you just like take stuff. It is normal after you have a baby to deal with some of this stuff, but still it's not fun. And if there's something that you can do about it to help some of those fears and stuff, some of those irrational things, I would just take it. I'm not against medicine for sure for postpartum anxiety or depression. I'm totally not against that. But I guess for me, I would try some of the natural stuff first and give it a shot. And then if that doesn't work, move on. instead of just running straight to get medication. But that's just my personal opinion. Another thing I was going to mention is if you have your baby at the hospital, those hospital undies that they give you, those big mesh soft things, they're so comfortable. I know you're like wearing like a huge pad or a big diaper and you look like whatever, you feel so gross, but I love those undies. And I seriously, they're like disposable, but you know that you can wash them. Like I washed mine a couple times. I got them all from the hospital and I like washed them because I still wanted to use them when I got home. And so yeah, like you can wash them a couple times without them like completely falling apart. So there's another thing. If your baby has belly aches a lot, probably it's something that you're eating. And so the first thing I would do is dairy. I would try to eliminate dairy and see what happens. But if she has like a mild intolerance to dairy, you can take like enzymes to help, like every time, like you can take enzymes that would help her process some of that stuff better. But yeah, I would highly recommend getting on a really good probiotic even before you get pregnant if you're watching this video. A really good probiotic all throughout your pregnancy and while you're breastfeeding and basically the rest of your life, and you will not regret. It has so many benefits to a good, to your baby's digestive system and yours, and yeah. So Mylicon and gripe water are something that I use if she has like a mild bellyache, or just a bellyache in general. I like myself dye-free, but everybody knows about gripe water, I feel like. So gripe water and Mylicon are something that has helped her so much, and she doesn't get a lot of bellyaches, thank you Jesus, but when she does, that is something that I reach for. And the last thing I want to talk about, this video is very long, but I want to talk about sleep training in particular. So one of the things I recommend to every friend of mine that asks about sleep, or how do I get her to nap good, or how does she sleep already through the night, all this kind of stuff, is taking care of babies. So Kara is a sleep coach, and so I mean, go on her Instagram page, Taking Care of Babies, or go on her blog, and she has so much helpful advice. She is just unbelievable. She's so helpful, and she doesn't only just talk about sleep. Like she's a sleep coach, and so she understands sleep cycles and all that stuff. But she just has so many helpful tips for babies. Whether you're traveling, like it doesn't matter. Like anything baby related, go to Taking Care of Babies. She's 100% does not know I exist. This is not sponsored or anything, but man, it has worked really good for us. And we have our rough days, but it helps me know what to do, like to lay a healthy sleep foundation to have babies that sleep, and I can still like live my life. I don't necessarily have to like, I don't know, I guess I can still be flexible and stuff like that. So I just love Taking Care of Babies. Go check her out. So if this video was helpful for you, please let me know. And some of you guys are so sweet and you send me Instagram messages. If I could ask something, a favor, and that would just be to leave the comments, unless they're like really private, to leave the comments down on my YouTube video instead of messaging me on Instagram, because it really helps my YouTube videos if there's comments down below. It helps the algorithm, and so instead of having 50 messages on Instagram, I would love for them to be on the actual YouTube video itself. You're doing a good job, Mama, and I hope that you feel encouraged and supported. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Sis, you're doing a good job. Sis, you're doing a good job. Can you tell them you're doing a good job, everybody? Oh, I'm so very jealous. Say goodbye, everybody.